It was panic time. Elementary school teacher Megan Donut and her husband Morgan, a self-employed massage therapist, had just moved into their $275,000 dream home on 3 acres outside Bridgewater in southern Nova Scotia. It was February 2013, shortly after the big Christmas shopping season. And the Donuts were finally in that 3,000-square-foot, 2-story house on its quiet cul-de-sac with their 2 young daughters. Everything was great, except the bills. The couple had moved into their new place before selling off their other house and were still carrying a $140,000 mortgage on it. Their new home also came with a mortgage that, with the interest payments and fees on it, would cost them $308,000. It was a lot of debt for the couple, whose combined revenues were just a shade under $120,000 annually. "We started freaking out," admitted Megan. "We panicked." Faced with that mountain of debt, the Donuts did exactly what financial experts advise. They sat down at their dining room table and began to put together a household budget in earnest. Debbie Peverill, a chartered accountant who teaches a course called Budgeting Essentials at St. Mary's University in Halifax, says many people are quite simply unaware as to where their money goes. "The biggest mistake most people make is they don't keep track of their expenses," said Peverill. The Donuts broke down their expenses into 17 categories, including groceries and the mortgage, but also gifts, investments, entertainment, and even lottery tickets. Going through that exercise gave them a certain amount of relief. "Things were not as bad as they seemed. We were pleasantly surprised when we got the real numbers," said Megan. Since she made extensive use of credit cards to collect points, Donut was able to get a good sense of her spending by going back over 3 months of credit card statements. In her course, Peverill advises students to track every expense for at least a week. A month of tracking expenses is even better. According to financial experts, everyone should budget and have enough in savings to cover at least 2 months of living expenses. "It is hard to stick to a budget," said Peverill. "They have to have a goal to forego what they're giving up." For the Donuts, that goal was to be mortgage-free in 5 years. It was an ambitious target, but they did it. Admittedly, it wasn't easy. Megan used so many money-saving tips and tricks to make a few bucks during those 5 years that she was able to write a book about her household budgeting know-how. It's called A Penny Saved is a Mortgage Paid, and it's available as an ebook on Amazon.ca for $5. None of the strategies the couple used is particularly difficult to understand. "Everybody can do it if the why you're doing it is very clear," said Megan. By watching every cent on carefully budgeting, something that takes Megan about 5 hours every week, the couple was able to plunk down an additional $3,000 or so every month for 5 years on top of their regular mortgage payments. That's $36,000 in extra mortgage payments every year, or $180,000 over the 5-year period. Add to that the roughly $10,000 in appreciation on the sale of their old house and the about $60,000 they had in equity built up over years of paying that mortgage, and the Donuts were able to be completely debt-free this year, and they did it while installing a 26-foot, above-ground pool with a deck in their backyard. The pool they bought. The deck Morgan built himself using wood recycled from his father-in-law's old pool deck. Goals, budgets, secrets to saving, success, being frugal, not a bad thing. Donut, it's all about setting goals and making budgets, says a Nova Scotia chartered accountant who teaches a budgeting course at Halifax's St. Mary's University. Debbie Peverill says household budgets are crucial to avoid frittering away money on inconsequential things and missing out on those dream vacations, debt-free homes, or exciting life experiences. You want to have a budget to save money for the things you want. You have to see if where you spend money is where you want to spend it. After setting those goals and tracking expenses comes what may well be the toughest part of budgeting, determining what needs to go. If they're saving for a down payment, are they going to pack a lunch and see if they're ready to do that 4 days a week to save $80 on meals in restaurants, said Peveril. That $80 per week, even after allowing for 2 weeks off work every year for vacations, adds up to $4,000 in savings over the course of a year. That can be a very nice vacation abroad or a trip to Walt Disney World with the family. Bridgewater, NS, residents Megan Donut and her husband Morgan have managed to become debt-free by establishing a budget and goals. Among the many things they do to save on expenses is eliminating the daily spend at the local coffee shop. Instead, Megan makes herself coffee at home and brings it with her. Even just one small coffee shop beverage every day adds up to almost $600 per year, but developing a realistic household budget can be challenging for many people. Peveril, whose firm is based in Sackville, advises most people to consult with an accountant, pay about $200 for the service, and get the job done right. They're better off seeing a professional than flailing around and trying to do it by themselves, she said. There are, of course, online resources. Digital Citizen is one such website which offers up spreadsheets users can fill with their expense data to keep track of spending. One of Megan's favorite strategies is to get deals on top of deals. I stockpile coupons, she said. I went online and joined Facebook groups of products I like. Then, I go to Superstore. They have a coupon board and I go through the store and find coupons in front of the products and I pick those up. By using her credit card to pay for her purchases, she also amasses air miles that she uses to get other things. What kinds of things? Well, 3 years ago, Megan's air miles went towards a family vacation to Walt Disney World at Christmas time. Taking the boredom out of saving money even for highly motivated couple like Megan and Morgan Donut, there were times when sticking to the budget has been tough. The family buys most of its clothes at second-hand stores and yard sales. Donuts drive used cars to save money. The temptation to splurge on new and cool things just because other people have them, though, is never far away. It is hard to battle the urge to keep up with the Joneses, she admits. There are times that I had budget burnout, when I saw people driving new vehicles or going away for March break, when you see people with the trendy clothes, said Megan. And, admittedly, emotional support for the budget or during those tough times is often almost completely absent. It is boring, and there is absolutely no glamour in it, Megan wrote in her blog. Battling that boredom and lack of support, the Donuts decided to motivate themselves by making photocopies of a $1,000 bill, one for each $1,000 of debt they had, and placing them on Bristol board inside their closet. Every time they cleared $1,000, they colored in one of those photocopied bills to show themselves what they had gained.